Welcome to episode 1 of the Wealth Intelligence series, brought to you by the DESAL Wealth Academy. In today's episode, I will be sharing with you the story of wealth. Pay keen attention, because from here you get the nuggets to start building wealth. There was this hunter who had a wife with 2 children. But the wife was very pregnant. The challenge was that there was no food in the house. And the hunter had only 1 gun and then 1 bullet. So it was necessary that the hunter would just go hunting, no doubt. But his hunting this time around had so much things to offer and responsibility tied to it. So the hunter entered into the bush. But before entering to the bush, the hunter decided to do his quick analysis and audit of the situation. The hunter realized that for me to make a very good hunt, I must make sure that I get a hunt that, 1, should be able to take care of my wife and 2 children. I have an old gun, so it simply means that I need something that could help me to also buy a gun. This is my last bullet, so I also needed something to give me a bullet. And so the hunter proceeded and entered into the forest. On heading into the forest, the hunter heard the roar of a bear. But it just didn't make sense because the bear is very large, as you know. So it didn't make sense that 1 old gun and then 1 bullet would be able to bring down a big bear. So the hunter decided to avoid the direction of the bear and headed towards the opposite direction and kept searching. The hunter searched and searched. Then somewhere along the line, the hunter sighted a bird perching on a tree. The hunter looked at the bird to balance his need for coming into the bush. And the hunter realized that he was looking at a toucano. And if you know the bird, he has one of the best and biggest beak in the world. The beak alone sells for about $8,000, which is the equivalent of about 3-point-something million. And so the hunter decided, finally, I have found 1 animal that will take care of my needs. If I can kill this bird, it simply means that I can take care of my wife. It simply means that I can replace my gun and then get additional bullets. So the hunter decided to focus all his attention on this 1 bird, this target, just 1. And the hunter focused on it. And the hunter aimed, kept quiet, forgot about every noise. His focus was just on the bird. He was looking at the chest of the bird where the bullet is expected to pierce through. And so the hunter aimed. With only 1 focus, I cannot live here empty-handed. As the hunter was about pulling the trigger of the gun, he heard a rustle under his feet. And then with the corner of his eyes, the hunter looked down and he realized that he was actually standing on a snake hole. Therefore, the snake was about coming out. For many, it is a thing of fear, but the hunter did not allow that to move his focus away from the bird. And so the hunter aimed still on the bird. Without thinking of the challenge and the possibility that his bullet will miss, without thinking of the challenge that who knows what the wife was going through at home, or even the possibility of any kind of distraction, the hunter focused on the bird and pulled the trigger. So many things happened. The first was that the bullet left the gun and went straight to the heart of the bird and then pierced the bird. The bird died before even hearing the sound of the gun. But you see, the bear heard the sound. And so the bear turned around and started running towards the sound of the gun. But shockingly, the bullet reflected on a very hard surface and then headed towards the forehead of the bear and planted itself on that forehead. And so the bear fell down and died instantly. Don't forget, the hunter had the old gun. And so the head of the gun broke. And then the bottom part of the gun fell on the head of the snake. And then the snake died. In that very instant, the hunter ended up with a snake, with a bear, and then with a bird. What is the key story and the code behind this? For you to be wealthy, there are things you must have. You need a problem. A wife at home, or perhaps children you need to send to school, or perhaps the world and the global community that you want to do good things for. But you need a problem. For you to be wealthy, you need a gun. You need a bullet. You need to kill a bear. And also you need to kill a bird. That is not all. You must also kill your snake. But don't forget that the bullet reflected on a hard surface. So you need a hard surface. Because without that, your bullet will not reflect. This is a code of wealth. And you learn this as you stay true with the DESAL Wealth Academy, where we'll teach you what each of these things, what they represent. And if you can break the code, then believe me, you've broken the code of wealth. That'll be all for this episode. My name is Victor Prince Dixon, inventor of Common Sense, founder of Skills and Competence Factory, and also the lead consultant at DESAL Wealth Academy. See you in the next episode.